Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, you're welcome. My name is Sharon. So today I am in what we call a creator's block. Honestly speaking, I've been blank for the last I don't know how long. I'm very blank. So whatever I do today, hopefully it's going to be beneficial to you. Hopefully you're going to learn something from it. And before you do that, kindly subscribe, share your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'll be reading all of them kama kawaida. And if you like the video, give it a big thumbs up. With no further ado, let us go straight into the video. Hey guys, so it's been a minute, it's been a while. That what I know. I've been struggling. Let me just tell you the truth. I have been struggling when it comes to creating content. I've been going through a lot. So mentally, I have been struggling. But anyways, so today we're going to start off by lining our eyebrows as always. And I'm using the Davis No. 3 eye pencil. So I'm just going to start off by lining. And then before I fill in, I start off with the Becca primer. Becca primer is very, very mattifying. So if you're going to use a Becca primer for, a primer for this technique, make sure it's very mattifying. Okay, so I'm just going to use that to brush through my eyebrows and then press it in using my fingers so it stays in place. And then before I start filling in, I make sure that area has dried out completely before I start filling in. And I fill it in the areas where I feel like there is a space only. Okay, so next after filling in, I'm going to clean up my eyebrows. And I am using the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn. And use a very angled brush for this. I think when it comes to eyebrows, I've done a couple of tutorials on eyebrows. So you can check out, if you're new here, you can check out my other videos. You're going to see the detailed process on doing eyebrows the way I do it. Then after cleaning up my eyebrows, before I start applying eyeshadow, I normally set up my eyelids, and I'm using the very same concealer I used to clean to set up my eyelids. And for this, tap it in. Use a fluffy brush and tap it in until it all blends in. So for eyeshadow today, we're going to use the AFU Deluxe eyeshadow. I have done a review on this eyeshadow before. It's very, very pigmented. I love it. And they have an offer for you guys, 70% off. How cool is that? They're very affordable. You can check them out on Amazon. I'm going to leave a link on the description box and pin a comment on the same. So I'm going to start off with this, is it a maroonish shade? Very pigmented, as you can see. Yeah. And then to blend in, I'm going to use this yellowish shade. And then how you hold your brush is very important. If you hold it very, very close, the blend is not going to be as smooth. So just give it a little bit of space. So when you hold it, it's moving freely. So please check on how you hold your brush when blending in, sorry. So for the cut crease region, I'm going to start off with the Revlon creamy eyeshadow. Revlon colors, is it Colorstay? Yeah, creamy eyeshadow. So I'm just going to apply that on the lid using my finger. It has a very, very neutral glow to it. Very natural, very neutral. If you're going to do a bridal, you can start off with this if your bride just wants a very, very simple glow, and then you can go over it with a more shimmery eyeshadow if you want a pop of color. So I start off with a creamy eyeshadow. It mattifies, so don't worry about it. And then apply a very shimmery eyeshadow on top of it, and look at that glow. It's very blinding. When you combine the two, the glow is normally very blinding, and then it stays in a place. It does not move. So I would recommend this technique anytime. Next, I'm not going to do a wing eye today, so I'm just doing a line as close to my natural lash line as possible. Just a very, very slender line, and I'm using the NYX eyeliner for this. And then after that, because I normally do not have a very visible natural lashes, I'm going to apply falsies. These are from Lashed by Leen on Instagram. Then moving on to the face, I'm going to start off with the ordinary hyaluronic acid, the B5 hyaluronic acid. It's very good to maintain moisture in your skin, especially if you have dry skin, and I do have dry skin. So I normally start off with that before I apply anything else on my face, and then massage that onto my skin, let it set first before I apply moisturizer and sunscreen. And then moving on to moisturizing, I normally use the Cerave moisturizing cream. This is for normal to dry skin. Kindly note, this is for normal to dry skin. If you have oily skin, go for a different moisturizer. And I normally mix that with the Cerave sunscreen, because sunscreen is very important. So I just normally mix the two in, because the sunscreen has a very pale undertone to it, and I don't normally like that, so I have to mix the two. And as well, massage that onto my skin, let it set first before I apply primer. Okay, so moving on to primer, we're going to use the Rimmel Stay Matte Primer. I've been using this primer for the longest time ever, because it works well with my skin tone, so with my skin type, sorry. And then for blending primer, kindly tap it in. Tap it in. For primer, tap it in. Okay? For best results, make sure you tap it in. So after the primer has set, you can move on to doing foundation. For foundation today, we're going to use the Maybelline Superstay in a Warm Coconut. And to blend, use a damp beauty blender. Make sure you squeeze out the excess water first before you start blending it in. For blending, again, tap it in until the foundation blends in. Make sure you tap until it all blends in. And avoid using fresh product around your nose region, because your nose region always has texture, regardless regardless of whether you have dry skin or oily skin. The pores are normally very open around the nose region, so a bit of texture requires very little product. Make sure you use very little product around that area. I'm struggling to do this voiceover, oh my god. And another thing I noticed is for the concealer to blend in very well after you have applied foundation, make sure you let the foundation set. Okay, give it a minute before you start applying concealer for highlighting, and you're going to see how much of a difference that makes, because these two products have very different texture to it. So if you apply it very fresh, the textures are going to collide and it is not going to have a very smooth finish. So allow the foundation to set before you start applying concealer for highlighting. So for highlighting, I'm going to start off with the under eye, blend that in first, and for the concealer I'm using is the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn. Blend that one in first before you move on to highlighting around the nose region. Then blend that one first as well before you move on to forehead or around the lips. Okay, so next to set, I am using the Sacha Buttercup setting powder. For the technique, dip the beauty blender onto the setting powder, blow off the excess water the excess powder first before you start applying it on the highlighted region. And for technique, just press it in until you have no residue remaining on your skin. Okay, if you're a beginner, kindly avoid baking. Start off with setting, and then you can move to baking if you're comfortable with baking. Otherwise, don't start off with the baking technique. Start off by setting, then you can move on to baking gradually. And use the setting powder on the areas you have highlighted. As for me, I only highlighted my under eye and nose. For the forehead, I just did it for, you know, as a bonus. And then next, to contour, I am using the MAC finishing powder in NW50. I'm going to start off by contouring the cheekbones. And for the technique, circular motions facing up. Okay, circular motions facing up, and use a very, very fluffy brush to blend. And make sure you remember to contour your forehead so it matches your hairline, because most of the time your hairline region normally has a different color, so you can see the colors from foundation to hairline colliding. Make sure you contour so you have a very smooth blend. And to contour the nose, use a smaller brush. And then to blend in, use a cleaner brush so you avoid having harsh lines around your nose contour. So next, I'm just going to apply bronzer on the contoured region around the cheekbones, so it has that warm tone to it. And then after I am done, I'm going to set my makeup using the Milani Make It Last setting spray. So next, I'm going to highlight, and I am using the Fenty Beauty highlighter in Hustla Baby, my all-time favorite highlighter. Yes, I'm just going to highlight the bridge of my nose, my cheeks. I want that glow to be seen, so be very careful while blending in the highlighter. Use circular motions, and please avoid using too much product when highlighting. It's going to look very, very bad. So moving on to lipstick, I'm going to start off with Maybelline in Escape. I wanted my lipstick to match my eye look today, so I'm going to try to make that possible. So I'm going to start off with the Maybelline Superstay, and then mix that in with Milani in pink. I don't remember the shade. And then next, I'm going to apply Golden Lip Cosmetics in Glam Girl on the lower lip, just on the lower lip, and then allow the lipstick to dry off completely first before I apply gloss on top of it. For the best glossy lip, make sure you allow the matte lipstick to dry out completely fast before you apply gloss on top of it, because it maintains that color. The whole shade, the whole blend is going to look amazing when you do that. And that would be it for me today. Let me know what you think about this whole look, the whole tutorial. I hope you have learned something from it. Yeah, let me know in the comment section down below, and kindly remember to subscribe. Help us get to 500k subscribers. We need to hit that 500,000. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I'll be seeing you on my next video. Bye.